This is preliminary information on our 6-week, 1-hour discussion using SKYPE regarding points of lights in Merkabah and how to activate the lower and higher energy. There's a lot of information about what a Merkabah is and points of light. Just what are they? I'm going to be simple for a minute. I view a Merkabah as a bubble of energy that surrounds each of us. I am quite sure those that have studied a great deal about what Merkabahs are and how to activate, that they have a lot more information that helps to best understand this field of energy. I'm of the belief that energy is everywhere and it surrounds all things. Every living thing has surrounding energy, and everything we touch, see, feel, sense has a living bubble of energy. Our human eyes cannot perceive the energy flow. That energy, in all things, is intermixed with the consciousness of what that individual is and what it's supposed to do. The earth has a surrounding energy, unbeknownst to our physical senses. Each animal has a surrounding bubble of energy that gives itself a different dynamic flow of that energy. Each person also has a surrounding bubble of energy that gives a unique dynamic flow. Let's take a fan and its blades. When the fan is turned off, we can readily see the blades. The blades on the fan are fully dense, and we cannot see through them, or at least I cannot. When we turn on the fan, the blades start to rotate, and it appears to become invisible. The faster they turn, the faster the invisibility of those blades. We can literally look through those blades. Our brain is accustomed to seeing only denser things. If time were to slow down, our eyes could see that blade twirling. However, our eyes operate at a certain frequency, and when the blades are turning and moving, it operates on another frequency. Merkabahs are like the fan blades. The energy and the movement of the blades is moving too fast for us to see. Our eyes are third-dimensional eyes, and the fan blades can be likened to moving at a faster and a higher dimension. Imagine putting your fingers in the moving blades. We can't see the blades, but once our finger touches those moving blades, there is a reaction. In our dimension and our density, we react physically to higher frequencies that we cannot see based upon reaction. Oftentimes, we don't necessarily know what has happened when this reaction occurs. We know that something did occur, and we judge this as either a good or bad experience. In the case of a fan, we know that when we see a swirling fan blade, and when we had put our fingers in it once before, chances are we will view the fan blades as being bad and painful experiences if we get too close to it. We learn, and whenever we see, we become cautious to the point that we begin to fear all twirling objects that resemble the spinning of a fan blades. We are people who analyze, remember, make connections in everyday lives. We make comparisons based on past situations. Intuitively, our experiences have taught us that something based on our past could be dangerous or could be pleasurable based upon past experiences. Now let's go back to the energy that surrounds everything. Everything that we see, feel, touch, smell, hear has a vibration, like that fan that we saw recently. Colors, sounds, ripples in the water, chemicals, molecules, each have their own vibration and frequency. We compare, analyze, remember past experiences, and place likes and dislikes onto various different objects. We do the same with bubbles of energy that surround us. Although we can't see our energy surrounding us, we do put through our reactions different kinds of feelings and emotions. Because we live in a very dense dimension, we cannot see swirling energy. Although we can not see our energy around us, we do have those reactions, and we place certain feelings into the surrounding energy. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, vibrations. The stronger they are, the more they invade our Merkabah and our bubble of energy. Empathic people can strongly feel energy that surrounds people, surrounds circumstances, surrounds places and areas. We have a number of different emotions that are very intense and place a lot of energy into our Merkabah. These include anger, guilt, fear, jealousy, envy, being unrealistic. We as human beings can easily get angry. Due to past situations, we can feel guilty. Our biggest emotion is fear. We are oftentimes jealous of other individuals for things that we perceive we don't have, and oftentimes we are very envious. Many times, if we do not fit into the normal social culture, we are considered unrealistic. All of these different feelings go into our bubble of energy. We have to also include the understanding of what chakras are. Chakras are those points that connect our physical with our astral bodies. Most of us have studied those, and there are 7, including the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the pineal gland, and of course the crown. Each one of these have different frequencies, and surrounding them are different colors. In my study the last 10 years, I have found that not only do we have the 7 major chakras, we have many different points within our body. I have identified 18 different points. These are minor chakras, but you will also find that they also flow with the major chakras. I have also determined that we live in a bipolar experience, and in our bipolar experience we have both active and passive kinds of emotions. In my 10 years of study, I looked at the various different emotions that gravitate towards these particular points. If we look at a human body and we're looking at the back, I have placed different emotional characteristics on each of these points. These have included the right foot, active being protection, passive being strength. On the left foot, active is doing tasks, and passive is making sure those tasks are of value. In the knees, the active is the using of abilities that we have, and the passive is trusting that we are doing what we are supposed to be doing. In the right palm, the active is being healthy as best as possible, and the passive is healing. In the left hand, the active is being aggressive, doing things. Aggressive is not negative, it is actually going out and doing something, and the passive is nurturing. The root emits, passively influences. In the area of the appendix, on the right appendix, the active is manifesting things that we need and passively enhancing our set of circumstances. On the left appendix, it's actively pursuing what's on the other side and passively remembering who and what, where, and when we are. In the sacral, I identified the active being learning, education, understanding, and the passive is the pranic environment that surrounds us. In the stomach, I feel that actively it's the requests that we place, and passively merging those requests within our life. In the solar plexus, we have a number of different goals that we pursue, seen and unseen. And there are 9 goals that I have determined most individuals are trying to attain. Passively, we have a number of different multi-level dimensional bodies, 6 levels that I call them. Our right heart has actively the 5th dimension energy and passively unconditional love. The left heart is recognizing not only other individuals in the work that they do, but recognizing the qualities that you have and passively being compassionate. The right shoulder, actively we sense things, and passively we feel them and place our own particular vibrations onto what we sense. On the left shoulder, actively we are teaching and passively we are learning. In our throat, it's the rituals that we undertake, whether it's in meditation or our work or our tasks that we undertake, we follow certain kinds of rituals. Passively, it's the knowledge we are attaining. In the pineal gland, it's the personal metaphysics of each individual, and passively, it ties into God's metaphysical and sources of information. And then finally, our crown. That is where we're actively creating and passively using the creativity that we have developed. Each one of these points, just like on the 7 chakras, do important kinds of things for us. And in our exploration, tying in some of these different points of light helps us to maintain a certain kind of living style that is easy for us to attain.